Hi, and welcome to my sewing room. My name is Leah, and I'm on week 18 of my UFO challenge, where the goal is to sew at least 15 minutes a day on one of my UFOs. I made some good progress on my Pastel Dredsen UFO this past week. It's really coming together. So let's jump right in and I'll show you how far I got. My first few sewing sessions this week were sewing down Dresden Plates onto their background. I did skimp out on the second day. I only did 10 minutes. I finished one block and then I got distracted and then I never came back to the sewing machine. But the next day, I got right back to my 15 minutes. I got a total of 5 more Dresden plates sewn down, and then I switched gears and started working on my sashing. It took me about 25 minutes to finish sewing all my sashing rows and to press those. I did some web chain piecing for those. I filmed a little bit extra on how I did that, so I'll try to get the footage together and hopefully get a little tutorial up by the end of the month for you. Once the sashing was clipped and pressed, I put it on the design wall, and I lined it up with the blocks so I could make sure that I didn't put 2 prints super close together. Once that was done, I put some white cornerstones in between the sashing to help break up the pastel squares, and I sewed most of those sashing rows together. This quilt is laid out on the diagonal, so I'll have some short rows and some long rows, and I couldn't really chain piece that like I want to, because some of my rows would be really short and some would be long, and I knew I would just end up messing something up. And for me, I felt like it would be quicker to sew them one at a time than have to worry about making a mistake later. Lastly, I sewed one of those small block rows together. I stuck with the blocks that had already been stitched down. I'll wait before I stitch down the other Dresden plates onto their blocks, because it's easier to maneuver a 12 by 12 block than it is to maneuver a whole row under the sewing machine. So there you have it. Last week's update has almost produced a quilt top. I just need to finish sewing down the Dresden plates, and then I need to cut out the white for the end of the rows, and then sew all the rows together. Once all that's done, then I need to come up with a border. I'm leaning towards doing a solid fabric, like most of you have suggested. I might use this pink print if I have enough. If not, I might have to go shopping. Fabric shopping is always a plus in my book. Sewing may be my main hobby, but fabric collecting comes in at a close second. So I either need a bigger sewing room, or I really need to start using it up. So far, the bigger sewing room isn't happening, so I really need to start using up my older fabric. That's why I started my mini bolt challenge at the beginning of this year. I wanted a challenge that would help me use up some of this older fabric and show it some love. In that series, I let you pick the mini bolt that I use for that month, and I use up the entire bolt all the way down to the last scrap. I'm almost done with my mini bolt challenge for last month. I got a little bit behind when I went on vacation, and when I was working on my Island Boutique Ambassador project for this month, and I'll show off that tomorrow. I should have the next mini bolt challenge video up this weekend, so if you haven't been following along with that, go check it out. Thanks so much for following along with my sewing adventures. I can't believe I'm on week 18 and I'm still going strong. And I love to read your comments that you guys are also still going strong. So let me know what UFOs you're tackling this week, and we can both inspire each other. And until next time, happy sewing.